Are the Thunder going to close out the Spurs tonight? Or is the Spurs defense going to clamp down on the Thunder offense and force a Game 7 in OKC? In this video, I'm going to give you my final picks for Thursday, May 28th. But before we do that, let's take a look at the series so far and the points scored by both teams and the margin of victories. I found a couple of trends which I think are very interesting and can inform your bets. Here's a summary of the points scored in all 5 games so far in this series. In the first column is a home team. In the second column, these are the points scored by the Thunder. In the third column, the Spurs points. In the last column, the margin of victory. Look at the margin of victory over there. The smallest one was 7 points. In fact, in every single game here, whichever team won has covered the spread. That's one of the first things to notice here. I also want to talk about game 1. That was a double overtime game. That's almost impossible to predict in overtime. And what I really want to predict is regulation points. That's most of the games. So in game 1, the points were 101 to 101 at the end of regulation. And if you check out the average scores down here at the bottom, it'd be 111 for the Thunder and 107.8 for the Spurs. And the average margin of victory has been 13 points. Okay, what I'm going to focus on here are the wins by each team. If we first isolate the games where the Thunder won, and check out their total points here, 122, 123, and 127 for 124 average. And the Spurs points were 113, 108, and 114 for 111.7 average. And the average margin of victory has been 12.3 points for the Thunder's wins. If you look at those total points, that's pretty consistent whenever the Thunder win. For the Spurs wins, again, I'm going to take game 1 as 101 to 101 in the regulation score. And it was a 103 to 82 win in game 4. The Spurs have averaged 102 points in their wins, and that's actually less than their average in their losses. I think that's really interesting. The major difference here is when the Spurs win, the Thunder don't score. The Spurs defense has done a job on the Thunder's offense. They only averaged 91.5 points, again, based on the regulation score in game 1 in their losses. So what does this mean? We have 2 options here. Either the Thunder win or the Spurs win. So the 2 trends are the following. When the Thunder win, they cover the spread and the game goes over the total. If the Spurs win, they cover the spread and the game goes under the total, again, except for game 1. But game 1 would have gone under the total after the regulation and even after the first overtime. It took 2 overtimes for that game to go over. So in my opinion, here are the 2 options. If you think the Thunder are going to win, bet them against the spread and bet the over. If you think the Spurs are going to win, bet them against the spread and bet the under. But which way is my model going to pick? Let's check it out. Before we do that though, let me remind you here. Look at the averages on the bottom here. 111.0 for the Thunder. 107.8 for the Spurs. Again, only using the regulation points in game 1. So what does the model think here? The model thinks the Thunder are going to win 111 to 109, a 220 total, and negative 2.4 point favorites on the road. And the betting lines for game 6 tonight, the Spurs are 3.5 point favorites at home. So since the model thinks the Thunder are going to win, it picks the Thunder plus 3.5 to cover the spread on the road, over 219.5 for the total, and the Thunder on the money line. In other words, it agrees with the trend when the Thunder win. Hope you enjoyed this video. Can't wait for this game 6. This should be a very exciting game. Good luck on your best bets, and let's go!